Hi guys, welcome to the Pearls of Color podcast. This is episode 9 and I'm Sarah. You can find me on Ravelry as Sarah Laws. We also have a Ravelry group, so please check it out. Right now in the group, if you are a member, you have a chance to win 2 different patterns. We have a knit along going on, and all you have to do is knit one of my seamless hearts. It's a free pattern on Ravelry and on my blog. It's a really quick pattern to knit up. It only takes a couple hours. It makes a great little gift to say, you know, just a I'm thinking of you gift or a Valentine's Day gift. They make great ornaments, or some people have used them for pins or to put on hats or headbands. And I like to stuff them with catnip for my cats. Sometimes if I have a little bell laying around, I'll add the bell to it. So they're a really, it's a fun knit and it's a quick knit. So if you knit one up this month, February, you have until the 28th. You still have a little time. If you knit one up and post the picture in the thread on Ravelry, then you get a chance to win the Date Night Cowl by Linda Rogers. She's you can find her on Etsy as My Needle Nook and on Ravelry as the same. She sells a lot of hand knit bags and hand knit items. She's currently working on an interchangeable needle case. Her stuff is great. It's high quality, and if you've seen the podcast before, you know how much I love her bags. So she does also have 2 patterns out on Ravelry, so you get a chance to win one if you take part in the February knit along. And then I am also giving away a copy of my Winter Breeze cowl. You can just go over there onto the Ravelry group. There's a forum post. You can just, I think I asked you to post one of your favorite FOs. So either a picture of it or just tell me what it is, and you'll be entered to win. You have to be a member of the group to participate. Both of these giveaways will end on the 28th, and winners will be drawn. The winners will be picked on the 1st of March. And depending on time restraints, I might just wait to announce the winners on a podcast episode. But if I'm not able to get a recording in shortly after that, I will just contact the winners and post it on the group in the threads and send a Ravelry message out. So don't worry about missing out on watching the podcast or waiting for a podcast to air to find out if you've won or not. I think that's all for the group update. I'm trying to be active in it. It's a little tough when we don't have too many members who actually actively participate. We have a few, so I'm trying to get more people involved. But we do have a good number going in there now. We've had a few more members join, and I'm always happy to see new members join. So if you do join the group, feel free to stop into our introduction thread and introduce yourself. We have an FO thread. We have a what you're reading, what you're listening to thread. So please feel free to you can start your own topics if you like. You can chime in wherever there is a topic going. So come on by and leave a message somewhere. I want to thank all of you who are returning viewers and all of you who have just started watching. Thank you all. I appreciate the watches. Like I said, you can, actually I don't know if I said it yet. I've done a couple pre-recordings before this one, but I do have the podcast up on YouTube, and you can view it on my blog as well. I know I mentioned I would put it up on iTunes eventually, but I just haven't had a chance to look into that yet, and I haven't had a chance to get my boyfriend to help me. So if anybody knows a quick way to do that, just if you could send me a message, that would be wonderful. I'd appreciate the help. But for now, you can find it on my blog or on YouTube. And let's see. I suppose I should show you my FOs first, or yeah, let's start with FOs. I have a couple things finished. The first one I want to show you is a little elephant that I made for a coworker. She requested one. She saw a picture of one that I posted on Facebook, so she requested one for her best friend who is expecting a little boy, and she's doing the room in elephants. So I worked on that mainly this week. This is the Elijah pattern. I think the designer is, hold on. Let me pull it up. I know I'm going to butcher her name, but I should probably just take a look. And I'm always saying I'm going to find this information out before I start recording, and I never do. So it's by Isolde Teague. I think that's how you pronounce her name. I believe she's the one that does the what's it called? Follow Your Arrow shawls. Hold on, I can find the name. Yeah, Follow Your Arrow. She makes those. I actually really adore this pattern. It is fiddly, the Elijah, but he comes out looking so cute. I actually made a bunch of modifications, not big ones. I changed the ears. So the ears actually have a short row normally in them, and it gives it kind of like a more realistic elephant ear that's flat along one edge. I don't particularly like the short rows. I don't enjoy doing them in this project, and I don't like the way they look. So I changed his ears and I rounded them out a little more. They're a bit floppy, which I like. I didn't do anything to his trunk to get it to curve. I stuff it. I wouldn't say I stuff it firmly, but it's not understuffed either. And then I just use my finger to shape it up. And I usually pull the end yarn back through the trunk and tie it up by the top of his head. So I think that helps with the curve as well. This time when I made him, I did the contrast in colors on his feet and his hands. So I just knit until the pearl row on the arms and feet, and then switched colors. I think next time I might switch on the pearl row instead of after. I don't know. I think it came out nice though. And then I did a duplicate stitch hot on his chest. I'm actually really proud of my duplicate stitch. It has been a skill in the past that I have failed at, completely failed at. Every time I've tried it, I don't know, I just couldn't get it right. It looked awful, it was messy, I made so many mistakes in it, like yarns were split in it, and I always ended up undoing them because they just looked so messy. But I did it and took my time, and I used it to put a name on the back. It says Liam, or Liam, whatever way you prefer to say it. I actually did this before I put the arms on it, and then realized it was off center. So I undid it all and redid it again, and I'm really proud of how it looks. I'm particularly happy with my M over there, and my A. And I just love how it came out. I usually go with black yarn for the eyes on any toy. I feel like they have more soul with black eyes. I don't know, I feel like it has more personality. But I couldn't find my black yarn, so I did the blue. I also modified the body. I took out some of the increase rounds, repeats, and a couple of the decrease ones, and I added less rows in between my decreased ones, so that usually the original pattern has a longer body, but I wanted my guy to be shorter, and I wanted him to be kind of more rounded, so I adjusted the body. All my notes on my modifications are on his project page. I also knit all the items in different orders. When I first made him, I did what was suggested. I started with the legs, did the arms, and then did the ears. But the ears were really hard to put on. So this time when I did him, I did the ears first. I started with one arm, went down to the leg, and to another arm, and back down to the leg. And it was no problem at all. Nothing was getting in the way. He is a little fiddly, and a lot of people do mention that in their notes. But I find that it's only fiddly when you pick up the stitches. And once you start knitting several rows, your knitting will stabilize and it's not as fiddly to do. But just like anything, when you pick up stitches, it's always tight the first few rounds, and then, you know, it works itself out. So I'm really happy with this guy. He's super cute. I added a teal. The first one I had a really thin teal. The first one I made had a really thin teal when I made him a while ago. So for this one, I just added more strands, and I think it's the perfect width. It was 15 strands all together. So it's 5 strands per braid section. And then I just knotted it at the end and cut it. And I think it came out perfect. So that's my Elijah, and it's going to a coworker, the little lamb. I'm glad she requested an elephant, because I had been wanting to make one of these again. And when I had bought this yarn for the baby vertebrae, it's the same yarn, it's the Bernard's Baby Soft in flannel. That was one of the first things I said to myself, was this yarn would make a great elephant. And I actually, I was going to show you how much I had left. I still have a lot left after this Elijah and the baby vertebrae and hat. So I think I'm gonna, well, I'm gonna use it for another baby vertebrae, I think, for the borders, the ribbon on it, and another hat. But whatever I have left, I want to make into another elephant. And once I finish another baby vertebrae, I don't think I'll have enough to make a full Elijah, so I'll probably end up doing one of the, doing one with a shirt on it, because I have some more of this yarn left over from the bodies of the baby vertebrae I bought. So I'd probably add a sweater. There's some posted on their projects that people have put sweaters on them, and I think they're adorable. So that's what I think I'll do, because I'm trying to stash down, guys. And even though I haven't really dipped into my stash from before, I've been mainly knitting from some yarn I bought in January and late December. But I want to get that all gone before I really dip into my other stash. Not that I'm limiting myself. I don't feel like I'm limiting myself. It's just those are the yarns that I have on hand at my boyfriend's house, and those are the ones that I have been really enjoying knitting with lately. So I would love to make another one of these. And I've been knitting on some washcloths. I'm actually working on one right now. This is Lily's Sugar and Cream. I forget, I don't know what colorway it is. It's one I had randomly balled up in my in my stash somewhere. But I used some peaches and cream to make 2 earlier this week. There's this one, and then there's one that's a little shorter. It probably is like ends here. It's probably this big. It's shorter. That one I've already been using, so I can't show it to you. But I've been I made 2. Linda, my needle nook, she had been so kind and sent me a washcloth, and I wasn't really big on washcloths before. I was never like, ooh, washcloth, I need to knit one. And I didn't really use them. But since Linda sent me one and I've been using it, I am addicted. So that's why I made 2 more. And they're the same design she had used, the seed stitch border with the stockinette in the middle. I wanted them to match in design. So I now have 2 more washcloths. Thank you, Linda, for the gift once again, and the inspiration to make some more. I've really actually been enjoying it along with some soap I picked up at our local dollar store, which I'll show you later on. I thought I'd do a little segment on things I've really enjoyed this week, and I'll show you that when I get to it. I have also been working on mittens. So I'm working on a second pair of mittens. The first one I made for school to be used by the kiddos. They've been using them a lot. A lot of people forget their mittens. So these ones are the same yarn I used. It's Sassy Stripes Polo is the colorway. And it's a yarn that I got in a D-stash. I had actually had requested, someone was selling Knit Picks Felici and Putty, which is the colorway I've been looking for quite some time, and she had advertised it as 2 balls, and so I had sent her the funds through PayPal, and then when she was measuring them and getting them to put to mail out, she realized that it wasn't 2 full skeins. One of them was short yarn, so she had offered to either give me a refund or she could send me what she had left of her Sassy Stripes. And I told her the Sassy Stripes is fine. And when I got the yarn, that's the first thing I thought of, how great it would be to make mittens. And working at the school, sometimes there are students who can't afford mittens. There are sometimes the students, who always forget mittens. So I know that spare sets are always appreciated. So I'm knitting these 2 at a time, and surprisingly, I'm not annoyed by it. I've tried 2 at a time socks, and I just can't do it. But I'm actually enjoying this knit. It's on my Novas, my Knitter's Pride Novas, size 4. I've been using these needles nonstop for everything. I use them on my Elijah, I use them on all my baby vertebraes and all my hats, and using them on the mittens. I used a size 10 for my washcloths, but these size 4 I've been getting a lot of use out of. So right now I've gotten to the point where I need to divide the stitches for the thumb, and I have this is what's left of the yarn. The reason I did 2 at a time was because I was short on yarn and I wanted to be able to use it all up and still have the mittens match. So I'm pulling from each side of my ball, and I think I have enough to get to the tips of the fingers on both of these. And then I was gonna, for the rest, for like the thumb and the rest of the top, I was going to use some of this Patons Classic wool to finish up. I bought this when I made the Triforce hat for my boyfriend, and I only needed a small amount, but unfortunately you have to buy full skeins, right? When you go to the store. So I've got a lot left over. I might use the rest of this too to make more pairs of mittens. Like I said, they're always needed at school, and no matter what the weather is, we usually go outside for recess. The playground could be covered in snow, like up to the kids' knees and, our knees, and we still let them go out. If you're a teacher, you understand, especially for younger grade levels, how loud indoor recess can be and how sometimes kids just need to run. So we usually let them out. They have to have their mittens, their coats, their hats, snow pants, and boots if they're going to play in the snow. So mittens are needed. I think, I'm also working on a drop stitch scarf. Ooh, sorry for the needle clinking, guys. It's a very loose scarf. It's just the row of drop stitch, 3 rows of garter stitch, and it's just repeated. This is a single plied yarn. It's Bernat Sheepish. I had originally, I bought the yellow and the blue for the Triforce hat for my boyfriend. Did a few test squares. Did not like how the yarn was haloing with the white. It looked like it was bleeding, even though it wasn't. And it just wasn't the right yarn. So I replaced this blue with the one I just showed you. And I did use the yellow because it was a light color. It didn't look like it was bleeding into things. Sorry, I've got fuzz fiber flying around. I was spinning earlier. I'm so excited about that. I can't wait to show you guys. Anyways, the yellow I did use in the Triforce hat. I'm trying to use these up because I bought them and now I'm not using them. And I thought a long cowl, drapey cowl, would be nice, and I could put it into a gift bin. And when it's, someone's birthday, I could give it to them. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. Maybe my mom will like it. I don't know. But that was just some breakup knit, and when I get tired of doing something, I'll switch to this. I have needed a lot of projects going this month because with all the snow days, I have been getting kind of tired of knitting, especially if it's just one item. So I've been switching between a lot of different things. I did some spinning because I was getting tired of knitting. I mentioned this on previous episodes that I live between 2 places. I mostly live at my boyfriend's house, but I also live at my parents' house. That's where all my stuff is. So I keep my spinning wheel there. And because there's not a lot of room in my boyfriend's room, I can't really bring it here and keep it here. So I have a spindle. I have a spindle here that I use when I want to spin, which isn't often lately. I don't enjoy the drop spindle as much as I do my wheel. And I think that's maybe why I don't spin as much. Mainly because I'm not at my house mostly to spin, and also because I don't enjoy the drop spindle as much as my spinning wheel. But I have done spinning. This is a Trindle by the Trindle Man on Etsy. I believe that's his name. I'm using some, I don't even know what this fiber is. It was a sample I had from a fat fiber box that I bought a while ago. It's a beautiful, cranberry, maroony colored fiber. So I've shown this, I showed you guys this in one of the episodes when I first got it, and I added more to it since then. So I'm almost done with this cranberry color. Once I finish this, I actually have to look up how to apply on a spindle. I've done it once before where I wound the yarn onto toilet paper rolls and then apply them together off of those. But I want to see about making a center pull ball and trying applying from that. I was thinking that afterwards I would spin up some of this pink, which is a much brighter pink, and apply them together. But I don't know. This is just kind of an on again, off again project for me when I have had enough knitting or when I feel like spinning at my boyfriend's house. This is that pink. I think spun together they might look really pretty. And I keep this in my bag from Kicks and Giggles shop on Etsy. This is her Princess Bride bag. I've shown this once before. I think this is the perfect spin-in bag for me. It fits my trindle really nice, and it keeps a little bit of, you can hold some fiber and stuff in it nicely. So that's what I've been using this bag for. And then I did spin on my wheel. Today, actually. Mostly today, a little bit yesterday. With all the snow, the streets here are super narrow. And yesterday, I went out to get lunch, and I sideswiped a car and knocked his mirror off and scraped some of the car paint, and was super stressed out about it. It's been a long time since I would be at blame for an accident. So with buying a new car, my insurance has already gone up a lot. And it went up more than half. And not more than half, it doubled. It went more than double. So I was really nervous and really stressed out about everything. I talked to my cousin's wife who works for my insurance agency, and she thinks that I can fight or appeal any surcharges I may get because of this accident due to the weather. Not only that, but there is a one-sided parking ban in effect right now, where you're only allowed to park on the even side of the streets because of all the snow, and he was parked on the odd side of the street. So there's a good chance I can appeal any surcharges I get. But I have a discount on my insurance right now for being a good driver, so that's going to be taken away. I'm really upset about it, and I was so stressed out yesterday. I was making myself sick, and I went home and I took out my spinning wheel. I was really inspired by the Brienne and Linda, I think it's Linda, her mother's name, from the Knitworthy podcast. Their last 2 episodes have had a lot of spinning stuff in it, so I was really inspired by them, and I needed something to do at my house while I did laundry. So I took my wheel out, and I'm glad I did, because I forgot how meditative spinning can be for me. I don't have that same connection with my spindle as I do with my wheel. When I am spinning on my wheel, that is all that's going on in my mind. Just watching the fiber slide through my fingers, how much I'm pinching off. I went from making myself sick to being calm and mellow within a matter of minutes with my spinning wheel. And my boyfriend is working this week, and I have off for February vacation, so I had asked him if I could bring my wheel to his house because I was so stressed out. I knew there was a good chance today that I would also be stressed out, so he did let me bring my wheel over, and I did a lot of spinning today, and I decided to spin up 2 bats. I spun one up, but I'll start from the beginning, guys. A long time ago, 2012, I had bought 2 bats from No Makers, and it was called a Beaker. It was right when I was introduced to No Makers, because I got a sample of her Hulk Smash in a fat fiber box. And the Beaker was what she had put into the box, I think, the month before. When I went to her website to check her out, she had a few of these bats available. And I thought about it a while before I bought them. And then they actually went on sale. She had marked the price down. So I bought 2. They're 2.4 ounces. And it's llama, merino, bamboo, and fake cashmere. And guys, this was gorgeous. Gorgeous to spin up. If you happen to have Beaker in your stash somewhere and haven't used it yet, use it. If you're not going to use it, I will buy it from you. It was that nice to work with. And the colors, it was white, orange, and green, which I know isn't everybody's colors, and I don't particularly like orange and green together. They do nothing for me. I like orange a lot. I like greens, some greens. I don't usually like them together because I feel like it has a muddying effect together, and they look a little brown when you put them together. This was not the case with this fiber. When I spun it up, the colors really stayed separate. Like, you could distinguish the colors in them, and it was just, it's beautiful. And even though I would buy so much more of this, even though it's the same color, just because it's so lovely to spin with. And I'll show you my bobbins. It's going to be a 2-ply. So you can see the greens, the whites, and the oranges. So there are instances where all 3 of them spun together. There are strips of just white, or just orange, or just green. And then there are strips where it's, you know, green and orange, green and white, or green and orange, you know, or orange and white. So I can't wait to see what it looks like when it's plied together. And this spun extremely thin. I think it's probably going to be a light fingering or a lace weight when I'm done with it. Let me see if I can show you guys. My hands are really tiny too, my fingers, so it's really hard to judge. This is a thicker strand of the yarn. Love it. So when I started spinning this a year ago, March 2014. I bought it 2012. And I started spinning it last year, right before I got my ladybug. I had, so I have a ladybug, and I have a Heavenly Handspin in Bellis, which is what I started with to spin. It's a cheaper, not cheaper, more cost-efficient spinning wheel. And I think Jan Ford is the woman who makes them, her and her husband. They use really nice wood. They have some really nice wheels and products, but over time I found that my Bellis got really wobbly and unstable, and I'm sure it needs a good maintenance in. I just don't know where to begin with that wheel though. I can't find anything to tighten. It makes a lot of noise. It was a great beginner wheel, but it's not my favorite now. When I got my ladybug, I did not want to spin on my Bellis again. And I still have the Bellis. It's got a nice soft spot in my heart because it was my first spinning wheel. However, it's probably not ever going to use it again. With that being said, it is not a bad wheel. It's a really nice wheel, and I'm sure since I bought it, they have adjusted things on it, because at the time she was in, I don't know what I was going to say, but they do have a Ravelry group with support threads that'll like give you tips of the trade to quiet it down and stuff like that. So it's a great lower budget spinning wheel. If you don't want to invest, you know, like the $500 or $600 for, you know, one of the cheaper, lower budget wheels out there, well-known ones, the Heavenly Handspinning ones are great. And she has some really, really nice woodwork on some of her wheels, and I highly recommend you check them out. If you're just getting into spinning, want a wheel, don't want to spend a ton of money on something that you don't know if you're going to follow through with for long, it's a lower budget wheel. It's $200 or $300, I think, depending on which wheel you get. So this is the Bellis bobbin. Her bobbins are huge. They hold a lot of fiber. And that was the first thing when I got my ladybug and I saw the difference in bobbin size. I was unsure. I was a little disappointed that it was so much smaller. Not that these don't hold a lot, just that I was used to using the bigger ones from my Bellis. And she has even larger bobbins than this. This was one of her small original ones that she was making. Now she makes even bigger ones for her wheels. The Bellis is her double treadle basic wheel. But I just love the fiber. And, you know, on both the wheels, the fiber spun up really smoothly and thin. My Bella's just makes a lot more noise and it wobbles. So when I got my Ladybug, I stopped spinning on my Bellas, which left this one to the side. And I had started a new fiber on my Ladybug. I got a little, after spinning that one for a while though, I got a little tired and wanted to switch back to this fiber, this bat. I had started the second bat though, and I had started it once again on the Bellas, so I already had fiber on another bobbin. Eventually though, I decided to switch bobbins, so I just transferred what I had started of the second bat onto my Ladybug bobbin, and that's what I did. Yesterday and today I spun the rest of that bat. I probably had about 5 ounces, not even, spun up of the second bat. Each bat is 2.4 ounces, so I spun about 2 ounces up today and yesterday. And when I finished this, I was so excited and I just wanted to keep spinning, but I didn't have another bobbin. That was the one thing I forgot, was a third bobbin so I could ply it together. So next podcast I'll probably have it done to show you. I'm at my boyfriend's right now, but I'll probably head to my house a little bit later today so that I can pick up some more bobbins and some more fiber so that I can spin the rest of the weekend. Because I still have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off. So that's 3 days I could do spinning. I'm getting tired of knitting due to all the snow and all this time I've been knitting. So that was my spinning. I talked about the podcast group. I talked about my whips. I talked about my FOs. I showed you my current washcloth I'm doing. I think that about covers it, guys. I do want to quickly go over some of my favorite things this week. Things that have been making me smile. My washcloths. I'm using the second one already, and the yellow is just very cheerful. So in the morning when I need to shower and it's cold out and it's early and I'm tired, the yellow washcloth actually makes me smile, which is nice. And I also bought some new soap. I have been using like handmade soaps that I bought off Etsy, but I don't know, I just don't love the ones I've tried. And I've had some soaps in the past that I was given for Christmas time that I have really liked. And one of them I got this Christmas was from Vanessa Soapworks. It was a pine scented, this pine and peppermint, I think it was, for Christmas. And so I looked it up online to see where I could get some more. And you actually can just pick it up at the dollar stores. If you guys have dollar stores, check them out. That's where I looked. And I got some more. They had berry vanilla. So I bought 2 for 99 cents each. It was like $2.10 for the 2 of them. And when you go, I did look on Amazon at first for these, and Amazon's trying to sell them for $8, guys, plus shipping. I was like, not happening. So I did go to the dollar store. I went, it's actually right, I used to work at a bank that's in this plaza, and in the plaza is a Panera Bread, a dollar store, frozen yogurt, nail salon, hair salon, a Marshall's. So I had gone up there to get some soup and salad on Tuesday after getting my nails done with a friend somewhere else. And I decided to stop in the dollar store while I was there and see if they had any. And they had this one. This one is it's lovely. I wish you guys could smell it. It's very subtle scent. I don't like strong scents in my soap or in my candles or in lotions. I need something that's soft, and I need something that's got like a subtle smell. It can be any type of smell, fruity, floral, whatever, as long as it's not too strong and overpowering, because I am sensitive to scents, so I do get migraines, and I do get migraines easily, so sometimes it's not a good combination, scents and migraines. It doesn't work out. So this one is very subtle. It's a soft vanilla with the hints of the berry in it. And I bought two because I don't go up that way as much as I would like to the dollar store anyways. Sorry guys, I've got, my bangs are a little too long and they're making me itchy. My skin's a bit dry from the weather. So the soap has made me smile because it smells nice, and I was happy that I could pick some more up. I do like the pine and peppermint, but it's more of a Christmas scent, and I'm so done with winter and snow, and it's not a scent that I wanted to use right now. I wanted something that's reminded me of spring in the summertime, and that's what the berry vanilla does. I'll show you a closer view of the box in case any of you want to buy it. I don't know if your dollar stores would carry it. I don't know. I don't know if all of you have dollar stores because I don't know where all of you are located. But it's lovely. And it's a big bar. I would open it to show you. But I actually already opened the other box and I'm using the other one. So I don't want to open this one just yet. But, I mean, it's a good size. The bar is pretty much the size of the box. So, my washcloths and my soap have been making me happy. Actually, finishing Elijah and knitting him did make me cheerful. He was cute. I did lose momentum on him a little bit, but then it picked right back up. The main thing that's been making me happy, okay, two things that have been making me happy are my Valentine's Day chocolates. I bought these ones for myself, but we celebrated Valentine's Day at school with the kiddos, and a few of them bought me little heart-shaped boxes of chocolates. So I already ate those and left my good stuff for later. Guys, my kiddos are so cute at work. They gave me such the cutest, like, Valentine's, you know, just the little Valentine's Day cards you get for kids to pass out. They were just so cute, and my student that I work with one-on-one, he gave me a little carnation, a red carnation, and he was so cute giving it to me, and it was really sweet. It was a really loud day at work. Really loud. The kids have been super excited because of all the snow days we've been having. It was a 3-day week that felt like a whole month because, like I said, like, we have had Mondays and Tuesdays off all of February and the last week of December. We came back from December break, so we had a whole week off, came back from December break, and then since then have had Mondays and Tuesdays off due to snow. So they have been super excited when they get back in school. They want to talk to everybody. So they were just, and with Valentine's Day celebrations, they were so loud. I was getting a migraine. I was flustered and overwhelmed, and my student had gone to put something away, and I was just sitting there at the table, head in my hand, just trying to compose myself. When he comes over, and he's very perceptive. Him and I are very in sync emotionally. I've never met a student who has been so similar in so many ways to myself. And it's, you know, as soon as I start feeling something, he is right there on top of it. One day I was really getting anxious. I had several people trying to talk to me at once. And I'm assuming he could see it on my face. I don't know. He wasn't even looking at me though. And I was just starting to register how I was feeling when all of a sudden I hear his little voice, and I looked over at him and he looks at me and goes, "It'll be okay. Don't worry. Just take a deep breath. Calm down. It'll be just fine." It was really sweet, really cute. Last week we had a rough, just a rough week in general. It started out rough when I had to work with 2 students. One of the students was having a rough moment. So it started out rough that day. The next day, my student was having a very argumentative day with me, which is very taxing. And we were at lunchtime, and I just sat there for a little bit, and I didn't talk to him, and I didn't talk to anybody else. I just needed some quiet seconds to myself. And after, like 5 minutes or so, he goes, "Oh, thank you." And I looked at him and I asked why he was saying thank you, and he tells me, "For giving me space." I use that phrase a lot. Like, sometimes when he gets argumentative with me, it's an intention-based behavior. So I'll try to ignore him, and when I start ignoring him, he gets really touchy-feely and, like, tries to lay on my lap, gets up in my face, and wants to, like, get my attention. And then I just tell him I need space. So he's using my phrases back against me, which is fine. He used it correctly. And I told him he was welcome. And I thanked him as well, because I told him I was kind of giving myself space. But he's 6, and he's just adorable. Some of the things he says really cracks me up. And so on Valentine's Day, when I had the migraine and was just sitting there for a few minutes, he comes back from putting his item away, and he just wraps his arms around my neck and snuggles his head into my shoulder. And he just goes, "I love you. Happy Valentine's Day." And it completely made my day. So cute, so cute. I love that age. And, it's moments like that that keep me going. So that was very enjoyable. I had a great Valentine's Day with my boyfriend. The past few Valentine's Days with us have been kind of crappy. Either one of us has been in a bad mood or whatnot. We don't tend to celebrate too much. We kind of just go out to eat if we can. But we've been together for 10 years or so. So after that long, Valentine's Day is just kind of like another day. And he feels pressured to get me something nice and romantic, and he's not romantic in a Valentine's Day sense. He's very thoughtful, but he's very logical. So I don't get flowers. They die. They're not practical. So he'll get me something else, which is fine. This year, I didn't even bring Valentine's Day up. I didn't want him to feel like he had to get me something, and I didn't need anything, so that was fine. And he didn't get me anything. Friday, because I celebrated with the kids at work, I was in the Valentine's mood, so I had stopped at the store and I picked him up a heart-shaped box of the chocolates I just showed you, because they're not only my favorite, but they're his favorite. So I bought him his own heart-shaped box. And I bought him a big bag of pistachios and some Chunky Monkey Ben & Jerry's ice cream. And I wrote a little note to go with it that just said, "For my favorite man, here are some of your favorites." And he really enjoyed it. He appreciated the thought, which was really nice. And he still has the Chunky Monkey ice cream left, but the chocolates and pistachios were gone within a day. And when I say a big bag of pistachios, I mean like a 2-pound bag of them. They're like his late night snack, and he'll eat them all in one sitting if I don't stop him. He loves them, which is fine. I love him too. And it's better than him making popcorn late at night. There's just something about the smell of popcorn that wakes me up when I'm sleeping at night. I don't know if it's the fact that it's not a smell I'm supposed to be smelling at night when I'm sleeping, but it always wakes me up. And I love popcorn. It's my favorite snack. But I don't necessarily enjoy the smell of it. And if I'm in the room when it's popping, it doesn't bother me afterwards. But if I just walk into a room that smells like popcorn or, something like that, I can't stand the smell. And the same goes for bacon. It's fine if I'm cooking it and I'm in the house when it's being cooked or whatnot. But if I walk into somewhere that smells like it, I get sick. Like, I don't like the smell. So he was making popcorn for a while late at night, and it was waking me up, and it was like really irritating me because I couldn't sleep because of the smell. So when he eats pistachios, he can eat as much as he likes at night because they don't wake me up. So I had a nice Valentine's Day. So chocolates, sweet students, soap and washcloths, and the last thing is I went to CVS the other day, and they have their Easter candy out. They actually had it out earlier in the month too, before Valentine's Day, just not at every location. This CVS that I went to didn't have any out, but they started putting some out, and I went 2 days ago to get some. Actually, I had to pick something else up at CVS, and I saw these, and I bought them. I'm not big on jelly beans. This is the only brand I will buy. They're Gimbel's Sour Gourmet Jelly Beans. If you guys have never tried these and you do see them in the store, I suggest buying them. I like these better than those Jelly Belly jelly beans that are like super popular. I actually don't really like those at all. These I love. I will eat this whole bag today if I could. But they make me, if I eat too many, the sugars really get to me and I have to drink a lot of water to offset it. But I'm going to go buy more. I was introduced to this jelly bean probably 2 years ago by chance. I went to CVS to, for those of you who aren't from the area and don't know what a CVS is, because I know even on the North Shore there's not a lot of them. When you get further north, they're like a Walgreens, like a pharmacy, convenience store, a Rite Aid. They're big around here though. And I lost my train of thought. Oh, I went there to pick something up. And I went to get jelly beans there. That's what I was saying. I wanted to get the Starburst red flavored jelly beans. I like those, but I only like the Starburst pink and red. And they do have a bag now designated for just those colors. But they didn't have any in stock when I went. And the only jelly beans they had left, this was 2 years ago, around Easter time, and there was nothing left on the shelves by the time I got there. The only thing I found was the Gimbel's sour jelly beans. So I said, oh, well, I like sour jelly beans. Why don't I get them and I try them? And I did, and I love them. They're delicious. They have sour apple, sour mango, sour cherry, sour grapefruit, sour blueberry, sour grape, tangerine, watermelon, pomegranate, lemon, and lime flavors. I know I'm holding this up at a slant because it's open. I don't want them to spill. You guys can't really see that. They have 12 flavors. So good. Get them. If you see them, get them. Sorry for the crinkle. I just have to have one. Yeah. Get them. Seriously, you won't regret it. That's everything I have to show you guys. Hopefully, next podcast, I'll have the mittens to show you. Probably not, because as soon as I finish them, I want to bring them in for the kids. But I'll post a picture of them on the blog. How does that sound? So these are toddler mittens. I specifically searched for toddler mittens so they would fit a 6-year-old. Well, they fit me nicely. And the ones I already made would fit perfectly if they were just a little longer. But width-wise and everything, they fit me, which kind of shows you how small my hands are. I was told once I had big hands, and I didn't believe that. Well, I did for a little bit. And then I was told I had small hands, and I was really confused for a while. Then I realized my hands were really small. And they are. They're not much bigger than my students, actually, when we hold our hands together. So, I guess now when I'm going to make myself mittens, I know. Look for toddler size. It's really sad, but yeah, my hands are tiny like that. So I'm going on about 50 minutes now, guys, and I didn't think I was going to be talking that long. Thank you for those of you who have lasted this long through my rambling. And I hope you enjoyed the episode. Thank you, guys. Oh, and stop by the group. Check out the group. Join the group. Be active in the group. Join my cow. Put a message in the giveaway for my Winter Breeze cowl. It's a free pattern, guys. Even if you don't knit it, you could still win it. So check it out. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your February. If you're having a lot of snow and bad weather, please stay safe. I know down south they're having some ice issues. So drive slowly. Stay inside if you can. You know, for those of you up here, up north, who are having lots and lots of snow, because, you know, we're supposed to get another snowstorm this weekend. Keep warm. Everyone, just stay safe and be healthy. Bye.